I honestly don't know how to start this video, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Last night at around like 12:30 a.m., I watched probably one of the most heartbreaking videos I think I've ever seen before, titled "Welcome to the USA, where torturing kids is legal." I'm gonna leave a link in the description if y'all want to watch it, but the TLDR is that, it's about a trans person, talking about their trauma from going to a conversion camp. Now, in the past, I've definitely heard about it, like what they are, but I've never heard about what actually goes on in those camps. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. There were a couple times where I started tearing up and, almost started crying, because what I heard is just absolutely sad. It's just really, really, heartbreaking to hear about stuff like this. And so, as one does, I just went through the comments to see if people were talking about it, which they were definitely. And a few of them really stuck out to me. So I'm just gonna list them off in no particular order, by the way. One of them was like, I'm a devout Christian and I never heard about, these camps before. And it was just, absolutely heartbreaking to, see that the runners of these camps were defending torture in the name of God, which is the absolute worst excuse to, defend, literal torture of children. Another one was like, as a Christian, why can't we just, love thy neighbor? Like, what happened to that? And then the last one that really stuck out to me was, why is this legal? Why is torturing children legal? And, I sat down and I thought a little bit and decided I should make this video to kind of get my feelings out there. So I'm going to talk about the last two comments that kind of stuck out to me. The first one is, as a Christian, whatever happened to, love thy neighbor? Because there are passages in the Bible, literally, I think Luke 10:27, it says, love thy neighbor, or love your neighbor as yourself. And, a lot of these so-called Christian conservatives who are running these camps, they say they go by the morals of the Bible, but then they do this, and it just makes me question everything, It just, that's one of the real problems that I have with these Christian conservatives. One, the president that they live for absolutely sucks. And two, they suck as people. And I I genuinely don't even know what to say anymore. It, you know, I'm a Christian myself, and I absolutely do not, have these beliefs. I think everyone should be, treated with equal respect. And that includes people who are people who are trans and just in the LGBTQ community in general. And yeah, it's just, I know it just might sound like I'm rambling, but I honestly kind of am. Hold on. Anyways, so yeah, I know I'm rambling a lot, and honestly, I think I could probably ramble even more and get more of my feelings out there. But for the sake of time, I think I'm going to cut it short. So, yeah, that's how I feel about this. It isn't right, and it most definitely should not be legal, because I'm pretty sure that there is a, constitutional amendment that says, no cruel and unusual punishments. And all of this, it definitely seems like cruel and unusual punishments. So, yeah. It should not be legal. It sure as heck isn't right. And, I feel bad for people who have to, go through that, It's just, because, sorry, give me a second to think about my words. It's sad to, think about that happening, and I am in full support for people who go through these, and yeah, because the way I see it, they're actual human beings and are, struggling through this life as much as you and me, and I really do not want to demonize and dehumanize these people for who they are. So I'm going to see them for who they are, and I'm going to be in full support of that. And Dad, I know you're probably going to be watching this, so this is how I feel about this. And you can't say anything that's going to make me change my opinion about this. It's I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but again, it's not right at all. Nobody should have to go through something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here today. I'm currently working on some videos, so just wait until the future to see, because they're work in progress. But that's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.